any team in this conference as well too, even on a down year. Now Brown is actually having a pretty good season compared to the seasons that they've had in the past. So I truly do feel like this game does come down to the final minutes, and I think Brown gets us the win here. So I'm going to go ahead and circle Brown as a pick'em to win this game. All right, we move on, and then we have Penn and Yale. Penn's coming in as the heaviest dog of the day in the Ivy League. They are a 9.5-point dog, and we all know why. Because Yale is a awesome home team, and I know that they're going to be a type of team that's going to be able to take care of their business when they're supposed to. But Penn is a team that does not care how good you are and how good you really think you are, because they go at it with the Power 5 schools. They already playing one of the toughest situations there is for a college basketball team, playing in the Philly 5 series as well. So they're very prepared for a game like this against a team like Yale. So I really do feel good about this spot. I'm going to take Penn to cover in this game with the plus 9.5. All right, now we move on and we have our next game. This is going to be a awesome game as well too. This is going to be between Harvard and Columbia. Columbia coming in here very lowly, 6-20 at this point. They are not playing really good basketball. Harvard has been inconsistent though this season. Keep it real. They've been good, but they've lost some games where it's like, how did you lose that game? Well, because it's kind of like this. You got an inconsistent group. And when you have an inconsistent group, you look at this plus 7.5 and you say to yourself, that's pretty enticing. Even with Columbia being a 6-win team this season. Hey, it's a home game. It's against Harvard. And Harvard is a brand name in the Ivy League. So you know that, once again, this is going to be a game where the crowd could play a factor into it. Get these boys some confidence, and you know what? Go ahead and cover that spread. Hey, maybe go ahead and try to win the game, because if you win the game, you're going to be the MVPs of the party. I can guarantee that. So let's see how it shakes out. I'm going to take Columbia with the plus 7.5. All right, we move on to the Metro bets list. And in the Metro, we only got 3 games tomorrow in the Metro, okay? They played a lot of games this week, because now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of everything. We're getting down to the final games and everything like that. So you'll have games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like they've done this week. So it's not like where you got the usual Friday, Sunday situation and then the one Monday game. So what happens here is that you get a Marist team who's been playing very well in conference. They came into conference play with 1 win on the season. They got a big win over Fairfield, and they've really been really good since. So I'm going to go ahead and take Marist to cover in this game, because Siena's a tough test, but at the same time, though, Marist is a team that's really, really hard to overlook, especially when they're at home, and especially the way that they played in the league this year. So I'm going to take Marist with the plus 5.5 to cover in this game. I'm not saying that they win, but I know Marist, and Marist always winds up making these 1-point games. Either they win or they lose. It's one or the other. So I'm going to take the plus 5.5. Let's see how it shakes out. Now we move on and we have Fairfield, and Fairfield's going against Quinnipiac. And Fairfield has been a very inconsistent team this year, but we can say one thing. They've been a very good road team this season, while Quinnipiac has not been a good road team. So I truly do feel like what we do here is we give ourselves a good shot, and I think Fairfield goes ahead and they cash that ticket. But I can't trust them on the spread, so I got to spend a little bit of extra change. And so I'm going to take them on the money line with the minus 150. So let's see how it shakes out. Fairfield, minus 150. And then we got the game of the night between Mammoth and Ryder. And Mammoth is coming in here very hot. Ryder, on the other hand, is a team that has been playing kind of inconsistent. They had a really good non-conference compared to everybody else in the conference, but they ran into the woes of what the Metro really is. So as I always tell you guys, these teams aren't that far apart. That's why I love betting this conference, and this is the game of the night. This will be on national television as well too. ESPN is picking up this game. I think it will be on ESPNU as well too. So you guys make sure to tune in for this game so you can get some good homework in on these Metro teams, because these are 2 teams that you have to look out for, because they should be going deep in this tournament, but you never know, because the way this tournament works, it's much different from regular college basketball tournaments. One year, the worst team in the conference won the tournament. So it happens, and you really have to pay attention. But these are the two teams that you could be making some money on in the tournament in the next few weeks as well, too. So Mammoth and Ryder, my winner for this game tonight will be the Mammoth squad from New Jersey, and I'm going to go ahead and take them with the plus 135, okay? So there it is. That's going to wrap up our college bets list for tomorrow. Well, really for Friday. I keep saying tomorrow, Friday, but this is in the mornings at some point, or it could be dropping tonight. So, pretty much, I got to make sure I can get it out there to you guys because this is kind of a long edit. So pretty much we get on to our last subject here, and that's going to be the NBA. And I got the PrimeTime super high five for you. And in our first game, we got the over 235.5 with the Wolves and the Magic. I really, truly feel like this game is going to go well over. We should hit 240 in this spot. The Wolves just play absolutely terrible defense, while the Magic, on the other hand, will take advantage of a team that is playing absolutely terrible defense. And this is a kind of a tough task because we know Orlando doesn't score that many points in games, but when it comes down to games like this against a team like the Wolves, I feel confident enough that this will go over 235.5. So there it is, over 235.5, Wolves and Magic. Now, we have a game that's very one-sided, in my opinion. This is going to be the Raptors and the Hornets. The spread being 13.5 should tell you that alone, that a lot of people are going to already be on the Raptors. The Raptors are going to be a key piece to parlays and everything like that tomorrow because you just can't take the Hornets that seriously. But I think that's way too high of a spread to be chasing, and I truly do feel like this game will go under because it seems like the Hornets are having a really tough time cracking the century mark in games now. So let's go ahead. Hopefully the Raptors just blow them out, beat them 111-88 or something like that, so everybody can go home and cash they minus 13, or they beat them 111, or they try to beat them 111-110, and we come up 4 points under, so we can still cash that ticket because that's what it's all about. So there it is, under 215, Hornets, Raptors. And then we have ourselves a really good one here with the Thunder and the Bucks. And the Thunder are coming into the game as a slight, not as a slight, as a big favorite. They're a 10.5 point favorite, and I truly do feel like this game right here is a little bit of an oversight. We all know that the Thunder have played very well as a double-digit dog all season. They find themselves in the playoffs right now as well, too. So you really can't sleep on this team, and you know that Chris Paul is going to bring it. And these are the type of games where Chris Paul winds up getting an upset. But we're not going to call it an upset here. What we're going to do here is play insurance, and we're going to take the plus 10.5 here. And hopefully we go ahead and cash that ticket. They only lose by 8 or less, or they can go ahead and win the game. Doesn't matter to me, but we are going to take the insurance. I know that it is a nice money line as well, too, but this is the Bucks. It's tough just to bet against the Bucks like that, but it's not hard to bet against them to not cover the spread. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Thunder with the plus 10.5. Now we move on to a game that looks like it should be easily handled, but we will see because the Jazz have been an absolute mess lately. They'll go on a good 5-6 game winning streak, then come back with the 7-game losing streak and still find themselves in the playoffs. So I think Donovan Mitchell leads the squad out there tomorrow night. They're going against a lowly Washington team that's pretty much has dismantled most of the team. John Wall is not coming back this season. Bradley Beal seems to be a bit frustrated, but he's still killing it out there. And then you got a bunch of guys out there that are just, they would be in the G League right now if the Wizards didn't need players to fill in those spots. Seriously. It's not that the Wizards are that bad of a team. I think the Wizards just have a plan in place to make their team a little bit better in the coming years. And I'm meaning drafting and finding those, those franchise players, because I know they're going to be moving on from John Wall very, very, very soon. So just be ready for that. And then this should make it to where we cash that ticket, though, because I'm going to still take the Jazz tonight with the minus 10.5. I know I just gave you guys all the explanations in the world to why maybe you could have a little faith in Washington, but psych, you won't. And let's all just go ahead and hopefully the Jazz take care of their business for us, and we're going to go ahead and take them with the minus 10.5. And then for my dog of the day, it's going to be in LA, and it's going to be the Nuggets with the plus 185. I got them beating the Clippers tomorrow night. The Clippers, to me, are overhyped. I don't care what anybody says. I don't see them beating the Lakers later on in the season either. And I know it's like you're being a homer right now, Pop, because you're a Laker fan. No, it's not about me being a Laker fan. It's about what I've been seeing and what I've been noticing with this Clipper team. And I don't think they even make it to the Lakers. They're having a tough time beating the Jazz. So how you think you're going to beat the Lakers? So we will see how it goes. But I am going to go ahead and go out on a limb. Give me that plus 185 on the road, dog. And that's going to be the Nuggets. And that's going to be a 37-1 parlay. And single what you like. Small reward. All right. And that's it for the Primetime Angles. And I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And I'll be right back at you.